I think we're
Roger.
Roger. Permission granted. Yeah, I think we're
We're
clear,
going to be
clear for
showing a little
takeoff.
turbulence. Coming up in a minute. Coming up on the Grand Canyon. And if you look to your left, you see the White House. Here we are. We're going to be having a little bit of turbulence here. You might crash in just a few moments.
I had quite a bit of turbulence on my way down to Virginia last time. It was pretty wild.
Yeah. We love turbulence here, and that's where we'd love to start the video. But,
Yeah. All right.
Hey, Alec.
Cool.
And hey, everybody. Welcome to
Hey.
Tarqaron. I'm excited to announce a brand new series here on the channel. All right. If you're new to the channel, we do have a bunch of different series going on. We like to do a lot of movie reviews, game reviews, TV, just general discussions, fun games, a lot of different shenanigans going on here. And we have a series called Chance Time, where in that series we spin the wheel behind me and we determine a random movie to watch that we will review the following week. And that's been fun to give us like different experiences we never would have had before, movies we never would have watched otherwise. And this series right here is among that. Is very inspired by that idea of experiencing new random things and talking about them. And it's called the Pilot Palate. All right, so it's all about TV pilots or premieres. First episode of TV shows that we both haven't seen before. We'll essentially be not spinning a wheel for it, but we'll just be randomly, usually off camera, just be randomly using the same website that I do for Chance Time, just to start determining a random TV show for us to watch the pilot of and come back the next week and discuss. And essentially the goal isn't to like score it as we usually do with our reviews. It's not a score out of 10 because it's just one episode. It's really just to gauge whether we would be interested in watching more, if it's a pilot that hooked us, or we're completely turned off, or we'd be open to it or indifferent. So we have a fun little review scale for it as well.
Yeah, so we're gonna kind of determine, it's like, man, I want to keep watching more. Like wow, yeah, give me another helping of that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna theme it after some. It was because it's our palate. We're testing our palate, seeing if it's something that we like. We want to taste more.
Yeah, it's like airplane food.
We'll kind of go down there. Yeah.
It's
What's
like
the deal with that?
Food, it's pilot. Pilot, like the word for TV pilot, but it's like airplanes.
Sure, yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So the rough scale right now, and this is an experimental series. It's subject to change in the future for sure. It's not
right. We can tweak it around depending on how we're feeling. So,
but right now you essentially have, the top of the top is I'm hungry. Give me more now. I would eat it up gladly. Some more of this show. It's like a stellar pilot. And then right below that, still great. Would try another serving. I would definitely try some more, given the opportunity. And so those are both like essentially the positive side of things. And then we have the middle, which is essentially, I wouldn't go out of my way to get more of this, but I might have some if it's around. People got some plates around me. I might partake a little bit. Someone throws this up on the TV. I wouldn't be mad at it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way at home. And then when we go into the red, I could barely finish what I had to begin with, so I'm not interested in any more. I only finished this pilot essentially because we're going to talk about it. And then the very bottom is take it back. I don't want it. I want a refund. I'm complaining. I'm talking to the manager, the whole 9 yards. It's just like really horrifically
so it'd be bad. Like a pilot that like legitimately offends us.
Like it's offensive. Consumers of offensive, media. Offensive platter we were just served,
Yeah.
So we can't even just keep it to ourselves on that one. So that's the rough scale right now. And the thing is fun. It's a little different than what we've usually done in terms of, every other thing it's full-fledged reviews, scoring it out of 10.
Because we talked for a while about like maybe modifying that to maybe like a letter scale, but I think having that be like on tier lists I think works best.
The out of 10 I think works really well, but the only thing is that there are a lot of times where I've thought about like I think like a 8.75 would be better here. Like that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So you're just
Right.
gonna have to settle on
Right.
8.5 or 9 there. But but that's the rules we're in there. This is a whole different
Hmm.
ballpark. You know. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe one of these days a Pilot Palette will get us so inspired that we want to watch this whole series and do a
Show a
review
whole
on
show.
it. That'll be
Yeah.
something.
Well, that is also the interesting thing too, is because like it is hard to judge a full show out of just the pilot, but
Right.
like but the whole point of a pilot is really to get its hooks in
To
you,
sell
right?
you, yeah.
Is to sell the audience on whatever it is that they're trying to sell. So, um, get the concept of the show out the door. So if we can get involved in that, yeah, it could be something we might be interested in reviewing later down the line if it's something that we're both really jazzed about, or you know, it's something we can just watch on our own time casually, or we'll figure play that by ear too.
But it,
But
just like with Chance Time, you're randomizing it out of whole libraries of streaming services, and when that happens, there is a lot of shitty servings out there. That's for sure. You know,
a lot of crap TV.
a
Yeah.
lot of times you have to go through a lot of restaurants before you find the good stuff. Sometimes, it's really hit or miss. But
Yeah.
sometimes you go to this random little mom and pop pizza shop and you strike gold, and it's like, wow, okay,
little
damn,
little hole in the wall.
yeah, you didn't
There it
expect it.
is.
You didn't expect it, but it's you
Huh?
strike gold, and you are hungry, you're starving for more, and you go back there, and that's hopefully we get
Mm-hmm.
that here. But we might have some fun bad stuff too. But it's like also the world of television. You have everything from like reality shows to scripted dramas to silly like little animated shows,
Yeah.
cartoons. So, oh yeah, this is a good time to stop down and say what's our cutoff in terms of length that the program should be to be qualified. Because we don't, I think it would be pretty unproductive if we had like those as an option for like a Disney or Nick Jr. show to come up that's like 5 minute episode for the first
Mm.
episode. So what do you think the cutoff should be exactly?
It's like anywhere between 9 to 11 minutes. I think like 11 minutes is usually the I'd say is the standard for animation.
You think?
Um, a lot of so the thing is though a lot and not all because there's different ways of doing it. So like let's say Adult Swim cartoons usually have I think they usually run like the 11 to 15 minute mark I think for a lot of their programs.
Yeah.
Um, they don't always fill out the 22 minutes that you'd necessarily expect. So like because like a lot of like children's animation are with two 11-minute segments essentially into one episode, which I would consider both segments like the first episode, the pilot, if you will. But if it is something where it's like just a standalone, that's like the only thing you watch, then I think that's kind of the good place to cut that off there. In terms of like length, like big lot wise, I think an hour. Most television that's like the either like what's I can't I'm trying to think of the term. Prestige TV is usually like hour long episodes. Typically
Right.
tends to be. I think that's probably a good cutoff for there. Some of those can stretch your some of those can like
Wow.
stretch your
Yeah, I wouldn't
float
cap it.
there, but
I wouldn't cap it. I would just say
yeah,
anything above this, because like, what's the worst
yeah.
case scenario? You get like a hour and 30 minute episode in some extreme
Yeah,
cases.
there's some there's like a K drama that I wanted to watch because had Jisoo in it, I think.
Okay.
And it was I think all those episodes were like an hour and 40 minutes and there was like 25 episodes and I was like, "Holy smokes.
I think
Every episode is a dang
I
movie."
would be down to bite the bullet on that. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, in the off chance we
I
run
mean, I
into that,
would
that's
too.
fine.
I
It's
would
just like
too.
a chance time
It'd
thing.
be pretty rare, but yeah.
But generally, this is a pretty low commitment series. You
Yeah.
usually will be in and out pretty quick. Not too
Heck, we
big
could
a
get it like a
stress.
game show or something in here too,
Game,
randomly. Like
yeah,
theoretically.
but it would have to be a game show we hadn't seen. One of the weird ones. So yeah, like a
Yeah.
pilot of yeah. It'll be interesting. Now, yeah. So the idea is
Yeah.
that we would always pretty much do it off camera. I don't know, maybe it could be worked into where like at the end of every review we pick what our next one will be, and it's just like not next week. Then maybe you could do something like that. But the only fear with that is like if it goes off of streaming or something like within the time before we are able to get to it. That'll be the only thing.
Right.
But so essentially here we have Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Prime Video, and Hulu and Max are all in the mix as options for TV shows to come up. Okay.
Adding Max into the mix now, so
yeah.
I don't know if that's going to necessarily affect
Max.
the wheel. But
our Max will be joining us for every episode.
Oh, there he is, old Maxie.
So essentially, I'm just going to randomize it on here. If neither of us have seen it, that's we're clear for takeoff. All right. So
all right. Cool.
If one of us has seen it, it's out because that undoes the whole purpose. Because it's just like, do we want to watch more from it? And we'll verify that it's like watchable on the, because sometimes
yeah.
So this show is called Firefly Lane. Have you heard of it?
I've literally never heard of this in my life. What is this?
So if you go on Netflix, it's the little, it has the words to describe it. Like it says soapy, sentimental, drama. That's what the 3 words.
Oh, okay, okay. So we're gonna get like a soap. We're gonna get a soap to watch.
It aired from 2021 to 2023. It lasted 2 seasons.
Okay.
TVMA. All right.
Ooh, so saucy maybe.
Brief little description says Tully and Kate support each other through good times and bad with an unbreakable bond that carries them from their teens to their 40s. Firefly Lane features Katherine Heigl and Sarah Chalk. You know who they are? I know.
Katherine Heigl sounds super familiar.
Katherine Heigl sounds familiar. Sarah Chalk played Elliot in Scrubs. If you know who that is.
Oh, okay, sure. Girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. Yeah. I should have recognized that because I've actually seen like 2 seasons of Scrubs. So.
So we're getting into something sappy here. So.
Yeah.
Soapy.
All right. Soapy. I love that soapy. What is that?
Yeah. Okay. Firefly Lane.
All right.
It is
Interesting. Yeah.
We'll watch the first episode
Never heard of this
Firefly
in my life.
Lane on Netflix, and we'll report back. It's also worth noting it has 26 episodes over 2 seasons. Okay.
Okay.
We'll talk about it and see if it's clear for takeoff or if it's a flight risk at the end of the day.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. It's so silly. Yeah, I love it.
But also, is it food that we want to eat?
Yeah, is it yum yum in my tum, or is it
yuck yuck, get it out my duck? So,
okay.
It's gonna be fun though.
I don't know.
Fun. Firefly Lane.
Firefly Lane. All right.
All right. So join us for that
Good
next
stuff.
week. Feel free to watch one episode. Again, this is like, you only have to watch one episode if you want to be involved with our discussion on it and know what we're talking about. So it's not like we're watching a whole season here. Not too shabby. All right. So hope you enjoy and hope we had a fun little series on our hand here.
Yeah. Hope so. I'm looking forward to it.
And then in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you go check out our very first Chance Time spin. All right. When we first introduced the series, when it was still just blossoming, not even blossomed.
It was barely a twinkle in our eye.
But we got some fun series ideas going on. Fun series we're going to have going on. Plenty we want to revisit. And a lot more on the way in terms of reviews and discussions in general. So look forward for that. And subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Leave a comment letting us know what you think. And hit that notification bell. Until now.
Yeah.
Fasten your seatbelts.